Welcome back, students. Today you are going to have the last lesson on all about voice. This is actually not a lesson. It is a session of some questions and their answers. I hope you have learned the voice well. You have watched the videos, I think. I will give you some sentences for changing the voice of the verbs. These are the easy sentences. More complicated and difficult questions are sometimes given. So if you learn the rules and with the help of these you can change these simple sentences, and slowly you can also learn how to change the voice of those long, complex and difficult sentences. So don't worry, you will soon grow strong in English. Now come to the point. I will give you a sheet of question papers, a sheet of sentences where you will get a group of 5 sentences, and you will copy the sentences in your notebook one by one. Then you will change the voice of the sentences. After that you will come to the video again and check your answers with my answers and my explanations. Okay, now here it is. Group 1 has 5 sentences. Number 1, they sent me a box. Okay, write it down in your exercise book. And number 2, when will you make it? When will you make it? And number 3, who saw the man? Who saw the man? And number 4, the lion is called the king of beasts. The lion is called the king of beasts. And number 5, the last sentence of this group is, it was seen there. It was seen there. And now, students, stop your video here and copy all these sentences in your notebook and do the test yourself. Then come back again here to the video and check your answers with my answers and discussion. Okay? Now see the answer. Now see the answer. They sent me a box. This is a sentence of the past indefinite sense. So this is the verb and a box and me. These are the 2 objects. This is the first object and this is the second object. So this is a sentence of the first indefinite tense with 2 objects. We'll change the voice of this verb. Number 1, I will take this object first. So this one will be I. That is first indefinite tense, so it will be was. I was sent. I was sent a box. I was sent a box by them. I was sent a box by them. And number 2, we'll start the second answer with the second object, that is a box. A box was sent to me by them. Okay, now here a box, the second object was kept here. Here the first object was kept. Okay, with a preposition before it. So these are 2 called the retained object, as they are retained here. That means kept here. So changed voice 2 of this sentence is, I was sent a box by them, and the next one, a box was sent to me by them. This is the answer of your first sentence. Now come to the second sentence, okay? When will you make it? So it's an interrogative sentence, you know. So it will begin with when, and this is the object, and this is will. You'll get will. When will it? It is future indefinite tense, so you'll get one be. When will it be? The past participle of the verb. When will it be made? By you. When will it be made by you? Okay. Now your answer is also correct, I think. Now come to this sentence. Now, who saw the man? It is also an interrogative sentence, you know, and it begins with who. Who will go to the passive voice as what? You know, by whom? By whom? This is the object. By whom? And this is past indefinite tense, so you will get one was. By whom was the man? By whom was the man seen? By whom was the man seen? Okay. Now this sentence, the line is called the king of beasts. The king of beasts is an object, but it is called, you know, a factative object. A factative object. So you can't use a factative object to begin a passive voice, you know, you have learned it from my previous videos. So here the subject is missing, you have to supply the subject. So we'll take the people as the subject. The people call the lion. People call the lion, keep it as it is, the king of beasts. Okay, people call the lion the king of beasts. And come to the last sentence of this group, that it was seen there. It's a passive voice, you know. It's a passive voice, and was seen means past indefinite. So passive verb, past indefinite, will change into saw in the active voice. So where is the subject? The subject is missing here. You have to supply the subject. So we'll take people as the subject. People saw, and this is the object. People saw it there. People saw it there. So this is the active voice. Okay. So all your answers are correct, I know. So your score is this, right? Very good. Very good. Okay. Now come to the questions, sentences of group 2. You will also copy the sentences in your exercise book. Then you will do the task yourself. And then after that you will come to the video again to get your answers checked with my answers and discussion. Now group 2. Group 2 has also 5 questions. The first question is, the man was seen walking there. The man was seen walking there. Write it down. Okay. Number 2, they laughed at me. Okay. They laughed at me. And number 3, they carried on the walk. They carried on the walk. Number 4, they fought a good fight. They fought a good fight. And number 5, I thought you did it. I thought you did it. These are the 5 sentences. And here at this point again you have to pause the video and you will do the walks yourself. When the walks are done, come back to this video and check your answer with my answer and discussion. Okay. Now, answer to the questions of group 2. The first sentence is, the man was seen walking there. The man was seen. This is a passive voice. But the man was seen by whom? The subject is missing here. So you have to supply the subject. So answer will be someone, or people, or we. Right? Take we. We saw the man walking. We saw the man walking there. Understand? And this is active. We saw the man walking there. Okay, your answer is correct, I think. Now come to this sentence. They laughed at me. They laughed at me. This is the verb. Always remember, take this with a verb. So they laughed at me. So this is past indefinite tense and me is the object. So take the object to the subject place, it will be I. Past indefinite, so was. I was. The past participle of the verb, I was laughed. I was laughed at. By, they will be them. I was laughed at by them. See, I was laughed at by them. At is grouped with laughed. Okay, never forget. The at will be grouped with laughed. Now come to this sentence, the third sentence. They carried on the work. They carried on, the same type of sentence. Group on with carriage. Okay, so this is the object. So use the object. The work. Past indefinite tense. So you will get was. The work was carried on. C-A-R-R-I-E-D. Carried on. Carried on. On will be always with it. The work was carried on by them. The work was carried on by them. Now come to the fourth sentence. The fourth, a good fight. A good fight is the object. And it's a sentence in the past indefinite tense. So take a good fight first. A good fight. The past indefinite tense for it will be was. A good fight was fought by them. A good fight was fought by them. This is a passive voice. This is a passive voice, and this is an active voice. Active voice. Okay, students. Now come to the last sentence. I thought you did it. It's a complex sentence consisting of two clauses. The first one is I thought, and the second word is you did it. So I thought, here on object is here, that is understood like this, it. So it is a past indefinite tense, so it was thought. It was thought by me. This is the first part. It was thought by me. Here one that is there, but that is not written, is understood. You did it. So this is the object, that it was done by you. So the sentence is, it was thought by me that it was done by you. But in the practical field, this type of sentence sounds odd. The sentence with two passive in two clauses. Okay, so it is better to keep one passive voice in one clause and one active voice in the other clause. So if it is written this way, I thought that it was done by you. So it would be a good sentence. it would be a good sentence. If you change one part and if you keep another part unchanged, so it would be a very good sentence. And you can change this way also, following the rules, but for the purpose of using this in your writing, use this type of sentence. Okay, students? So this is the answer to the question of group 2, and I think all your answers are correct. So your score this time also this, right? Excellent. Excellent. Okay, now we'll go to the next group, that is the third group. Okay, this is the third group. Here you will get 5 sentences also. Now copy these sentences in your notebook and do the works as it is, and come to the video again to check your answers. Now write, it is expected that he will win the prize. It is expected that he will win the prize. Number 2, the promise was broken. The promise was broken. And number 3, take your slate. Take your slate. Take your slate. Number 3. And number 4, how were we to do it? How were we to do it? Okay, how were we to do it? And number 5, why didn't they? Why didn't they help him? Why didn't they help him? These are the 5 sentences. Copy them in your notebook and do the answers yourself. And when the answers are done, come back to the video and check your answer. Okay? Now see your answer. See your answer. It is expected that he will win the prize is a complex sentence consisting of 2 clauses. First one is, it is expected by whom, that is understood. You have to supply the subject, and next you will do this rest part, that he will win the prize. I will change the first part first. It is expected is a passive form, so take a verb that is expected by us. That means we take a subject, not a verb, sorry, that we expect it. We expect it. Now that is the conjunction connective. We expect it that he will win the prize. The prize, the object, that the prize will be. This is the future indefinite tense indicated that the prize will be won. Prize will be won by him. This is the changed sentence. Okay, we expected that the prize will be won by him. Okay, now come to the second sentence, and that is, the promise was broken. Here the subject is also missing, so supply the subject. This is a passive voice. A passive voice. The subject is missing, so you can use they or someone. Someone broke. Past indefinite tense was broken means broke. Someone broke the promise. Someone broke the promise. This is an active voice. Okay. Now come to the third sentence. Take your slate. It is an imperative sentence, you know. Slate. Your slate. Not slate. Your slate is the object. An imperative sentence with an object. Imperative sentence with an object. So use let at the beginning. Let your slate. Let your slate be taken. let your slate be taken. Okay, this is the passive. This is a passive voice. Let your slate be taken. Very easy. Now come to the next sentence. It is a good sentence. Here how, keep how. Here the object, here was. So where will be was, as the object is the it. How was it? And to do, this is a infinitive non-finite verb. The active voice will be changed into to be done in passive voice. So how was it to be done? How was it to be done by us? How was it to be done by us? To be done, this one. Okay, so this one is infinitive non-finite verb. To do, you will get this in the chart of the non-finite verb, passive voice in the non-finite verb. Here it will be to be done. Okay, to do will be to be done. How was it? How was it to be done by us? Now come to the last sentence. Why didn't they help him? This is the object. This is the object. Keep why at the beginning. Didn't help means past indefinite tense. So it will be was. Why was him will be he. Why was he not? Why was he not helped by them? The passive voice, or you may write this way: why wasn't he helped? Why wasn't he helped by them? Okay, so these are your answers. Now check your answer and now check your score. This time also your score is full, I think, right? So it's also very good. Now we'll go to group. It is the group 3. Now we'll go to group 4. Here you will copy. Here you will copy the sentences one by one. Pause the video and copy the sentences one by one in your notebook and do the work yourself. When the works are done, come back to the video and check your answer. Okay. The children said that they did not know him. The children said that they did not know him. So second sentence, he hurt himself. He hurt himself. The third sentence, the bed feels hurt. The bed feels hurt. And the fourth sentence, the headmaster teaches us English. The headmaster teaches us English. And the fifth sentence, he presided over the meeting. He presided over the meeting. These are the 5 sentences. Pause your video here and do the works yourself. And when the works are done, come back to the video and check your answer. Okay. Now see your answer. Check your answer. The children said is a complex sentence consisting of how many clauses? 2 clauses. The children said. Answer will be the children said it. That means it was said by the children. One part, it was said by the children. That is there. That they did not know him. Him is the object. So he was not known. He was not known to them. He was not known to them. If you use by at this place, that is also correct. That will suggest you to use to. Usage is supporting to use in at this place. So it was said by the children that he was not known to them. This is the changed sentence of the first sentence. Okay, now come to the next sentence. He hurt himself. You know, himself is a reflexive. Is a reflexive object. And you have learned that a reflexive object cannot begin a passive voice. So you have to write this way: he was hurt. He was hurt by himself. He was hurt by himself. This is passive. He was hurt by himself. Remember this. This is very important. Now to the third sentence. The bed feels hard. This is quasi-passive. Quasi-passive. We will turn it into passive. Quasi-passive. So the passive is the bed. The bed is hard when it is felt. This is the passive voice. This is the passive voice. The bed is hard when it is felt. Okay. Now the fourth sentence. The headmaster teaches us English. It is a sentence, present indefinite tense with two objects. This is the first object and this is the second object. I have already learned. I will start the passive voice, first passive voice with the first object. Us will be we. We are taught. We are taught English by the headmaster. We are taught English by the headmaster. Okay, and English is kept here unchanged, no change. Okay, now we'll change this sentence with the second object, that is English. English is taught us by the headmaster. Here the us is also kept, retained. For this, English and us, English and us, these two are called a retained object. A retained objects. Okay, now group 5. Group 5, as usual, group 5 has 5 sentences also. Okay, and you will pause the video and copy the sentences. Okay, the first sentence is give the order. Give the order. The second sentence, stand by him. Very easy. Stand by him. And the third sentence, it is now time to open the gate. It is now time to open the gate. Now, the fourth sentence, trespassers will be prosecuted. Trespassers will be prosecuted. This is the fourth sentence. And the last sentence, never was deceived. Never was he deceived. Never was he deceived. So these are the 5 sentences, students. Pause your video and do the works yourself and come back and check your answer. And now take the answer. The first sentence is give the order. You know, it is an imperative sentence with an object. Imperative sentence with an object. Imperative sentence with an object. So it will begin with let. The object let the order be. Let the order be. Let the order be given. Let the order be given. So this is the passive form. Okay, let the order be given, passive. Now come to this sentence, stand by him. It is also an imperative sentence but without object. Imperative sentence without object. So you know it, how to do. So you will start this voice with you were requested to stand by him. Stand by him. You are requested to stand by him. This is also a passive voice. You are requested to. It's because it is an imperative sentence without object. Okay, no object is here. Okay, students, you have learned all these things, I think, from my previous videos. Okay, now come to this sentence. It is now time to open the gate. It is now time to open the gate. Students, can you recognize this? This is an example of a non-finite verb. You will get it in my previous videos. That passive voice in the non-finite verb. To open is active, and when it is turned into passive, it will be to be opened. To be opened to the passive voice. To be opened in the passive voice. So this is the object. This is the object. And you can change this. You have to add this object to this part with the help of a preposition. Now see how it is done. So it is now time. Now take on preposition for the gate. Otherwise the gate won't be connected with this part. The gate won't be connected with this part. The gate is connected here with this part with the help of for. So it is called a preposition, you know. So now it is now time for the gate now to be opened. To be opened. Okay. So this is the passive voice of this. It is now time to open the gate. And your passive voice will be, it is now time for the gate to be opened. So this is your passive voice. Now come to the fourth sentence. One classic example of the passive voice. Trespassers will be prosecuted. Will be prosecuted by whom? Understood is not given. By whom? Not given. So you have to supply the subject. So you may treat this. It is taken from The Selfish Giant, you know, from the Oscar Wilde story, The Selfish Giant. So we will take the subject selfish giant. The selfish giant. The selfish giant will prosecute whom? Trespassers. The self is giant will prosecute trespassers. This is an active voice, and that is a passive voice. This is passive and this one is active. The self is giant will prosecute trespassers. Active voice. Okay. Now come to the last sentence. Never was deceived. Here also the subject is missing. So never, not ever. So you can use nobody, nobody ever, nobody ever deceived him. This is active. Nobody ever deceived him. Nobody ever deceived him. You can write this way also. Nothing could ever deceive him. This is also correct. Never was deceived, so nobody ever deceived him, or you may write nothing could ever deceive him. So these are the answers to your questions, and I think you have checked your answers and your answers are correct, and your score is now this or this. If this, then it is excellent. If this, it is good. No problem. So these are the few sentences you have changed the voice of their verbs. Okay, students, we'll stop here. Our all about voice series. Okay, for learning well, watch the videos again and again. I'll soon come back with new lessons on your writing skills, writing letters, paragraphs, etc. Okay, and to get regular lessons, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and to give your like and click on the bell. Thank you.